So no, the biggest struggle I think with so many members that are going to watch and listen to this are the interruptions. You know, the supplier visits, the OSHA's at the door today, the you name it, right? I didn't plan for this. So there's all kinds of interruptions, basically, is what I'm getting at. And so, Jeff, could you tell me about the last interruption that you had that you could at least share publicly?
Yeah.
And then how you responded, and how do you remain disciplined despite whatever the interruption was?
Yeah, we've had some things that we've been working on that we were for a while. We actually with Anderson was a customer that we struggled with some of our delivery back when before we had enough staff and things were a little tighter about a year ago. And we'd get a call that, hey, this has to happen today, and we weren't planning for that. And so it's kind of an all hands on deck. Everybody gets out there and gets it done. And various situations like that, things that are not planned. We didn't think this was going to be the case, and all of a sudden we have a last minute thing we have to get done. How I get, the biggest thing for me, and actually it's in James Clear's book, Atomic Habits.
I love that book.
That's a great book.
One of the things he talked about is never fail twice. So if I miss my whatever I was supposed to do in my standard work today, I'll make sure I get back on it tomorrow. Okay, I get it. Today happened. But how do I not do it twice? How do I make sure that I do it the next day? Things that are key for me is exactly as Lorena said, one-on-ones.
Yep.
I move them around a lot because it's only two people, so it's easy to do.
Yep.
But I really try hard not to cancel it.
Yep.
Even if it is just 15 minutes. I think that's a super important part of that engagement piece.
Yep.
And then there's two types of people in the world, the ones that have that email outbox with like 3,437 unread emails.
Yeah.
And then there's one that have none. I'm on the none side. I can't stand seeing
Like
that
the
little
clean
number there.
end of day clean.
So my end of day standard work is to always, even if I don't respond, even if I don't open the attachment, I go through all my emails at the end of the day.
Yep.
And that just helps me feel better when I'm walking out of the office.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I won't shoot you emails at the end of the day if you won't for me.
I'll still get them.
What would James Clear say? You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
Yes, your systems have
I'm
a
like
big part of it.
80% of the
Yep.
way there. I
It's-
think there's some truth there.
Yeah, that routine,
Yeah.
and it becomes routine. Standard work is just, you don't even know you're doing it sometimes. I find that I'm just following my daily process.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I think you're in that zone, then it's like a really good zone to be. How about you, Lorena? You share a time where there's a big interruption and how you're able to stay focused, kind of got back on track.
Sure. Interruptions happen all the time. For me, I guess it's just prioritizing, right? Because if that interruption really is important and I need to focus on it, then I just have to look at, okay, how am I going to get this other work done? And something I've really learned along the way is the power in delegating to others. I used to look at it like I was a burden, or that I was lazy, that I'm putting my work on to somebody else, like that I'm, too important to work on this, so I'm going to give it to somebody else. And, but I've really learned to look at it for myself. If my manager came to me and said, hey, I've got this stuff that I've been working on, but I feel like you can handle it and this would be good for you to, work on this, I would relish that. I would think, wow, this is cool, and I would really dive in. So it's like, am I denying people the opportunity to get to do some of those things as well? And for those that maybe aren't lean leaders currently that are on my team, they can look at it like, hey, this was awesome. I got to work on this. Now I get a little insight into, the kinds of things that she works on. So I've learned to delegate and look at it that it's a win-win.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that could be a whole separate webinar in terms of delegation.
Okay. Coming soon.
But there's just so much power just to, put some emphasis on that. If you can find activities or responsibilities or even outcomes that someone, likes to do and they're good at it, then you can give them that opportunity. You're not dumping stuff on them.
Absolutely.
If they see it as an opportunity, you should lean into it.
Absolutely.